Mrs. Matilda Loisel lived in an apartment with her husband Mr. Loisel and was very unhappy and unsatisfied with what life had given her. She was unhappy with the apartment's shabby walls and the worn-out furniture. She was also irritated by the way her husband reacted to the homemade food while she dreamt of royal dinners being served in exquisite silver dishes. They were neither rich nor poor. She had to marry a clerk in the office of the Board of Education just because her family couldn't afford to give her dowry. She also hated visiting her old friend Mrs. Jean Forestier, as she was a rich lady and Matilda envied her. Whenever she visited her, she became sad and cried for days together. One day when her husband returned home from work, he got an invitation to a party at the house of Minister of Public Instruction. Contrary to his expectation, Matilda was irritated and angry and threw the card away. She was upset because she didn't have anything to wear at such an extravagant party. Her husband gave her 400 francs to buy a new dress, that he had been saving to buy a gun so that he could go hunting with his friends. After buying the dress, she was sad because she did not have jewelry to make herself look more appealing and attractive. Her husband suggested that she could borrow jewelry from her friend Mrs. Forestier. When Mrs. Loisel went to her friend's house and described the situation, she showed her the cupboard and asked her to choose whatever she liked. Matilda chose a precious diamond necklace which was kept in a black satin box. They went to the minister's party and all the men admired her as she was looking gorgeous in her new dress and jewelry. They returned at 4 in the morning. By that time Mr. Loisel had already dozed off in one of the rooms with 3 other men. They decided to leave and couldn't find a carriage. Finally, after walking for a while, they got a carriage which dropped them right outside their door. Matilda realized that she did not have the necklace. Mr. Loisel went out to search the railway tracks for the necklace. Mr. Loisel went to the police station, cab officers, and also gave an advertisement for reward to the person who returned the necklace. Meanwhile, he told his wife to tell her friend that the clasp of the necklace had broken and had given it for repair. After a week, when the necklace could not be found, they decided to replace it with a similar one. They found a similar necklace priced at 36,000 francs. Fortunately, Mr. Loisel had inherited 18,000 francs from his father and the rest he borrowed. It took them 10 years to repay all the loans, and in these years their lives changed drastically. They moved to a smaller apartment and removed the maid. Matilda cooked the food and washed the clothes herself. Even Mr. Loisel worked multiple jobs to repay the borrowed money. In these years, Mrs. Loisel started looking much older, her hair badly dressed, her voice became loud, and she became a normal person who would carry a basket to the grocery store, the butcher store and the fruit store to buy their daily supplies. One day she met her friend Jean with a child and decided to tell her the truth and explained how she was indirectly responsible for her aged looks and her living conditions. She explained how she lost the borrowed necklace and had to take a loan for replacing it. On hearing this, Jean told Matilda that the necklace that she had borrowed was a fake one and was not worth more than 500 francs.